Welcome to the Brilliantly Resilient podcast. What's your train wreck? Everyone has one. The question is, are you going to live there or are you just visiting? Let's check in with Mary, Fran, and Kristin to learn how to come through not broken, but brilliant.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a new season of Brilliantly Resilient Live. I don't even know how many seasons this is. But
57. 57,000. That's how many times we've been talking on this screen together.
Or maybe it just feels that way. I'm Mary Fran Von Tempo here with my partner in crime, Kristin Smedley, and we are here to bring you another season of really great content on Brilliantly Resilient Live.
I can't believe that it's another. You know what's funny? This is what one of the things we have in common is September is our new year. It's like this is when I'm like, all right, we're back, and we were teachers and I loved going back to school. I loved getting a new backpack and all that. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my first New Year, September season with no children at home. I did not do these school bus stop pictures and all that in the backpack. I was schlepping stuff up steps at college dorms for the month of August. But
the good news is that they don't come home for dinner and you don't have to think about 3 squares a day for them. So there's a plus, right?
None of my kids took the dogs with them. What is that about? Maybe you can hear those little lovelies in the background.
I thought I just heard a yip.
Oh, yeah. Still good times.
So we just wanted to come on for this first episode of this new season and tell you some of the things that we're going to be doing. We have some really great guests lined up for you who are, of course, going to tell you their brilliantly resilient stories and talk about how they all reset. Look at me. I can't even speak yet. I just got back from the shore the other day with 9 grandkids. I can't speak English. So these guests are going to show you how they reset, rise, and reveal their brilliance. And as you've seen over the last couple of seasons, everybody kind of has the same process. And this is kind of the point that we're driving home to you, that you can do this too. But we've also got a couple of other things in store.
Yeah, we're going to be, what we've been listening to, all the feedback. And when we meet people, people come up to us all the time like, I heard that episode. Or one of my good friends is like, I walk every day with you guys. I'm like, well, I will stop laughing so hard in the microphone then. I'm probably blowing your eardrums out. But one of the things that we've noticed is, for several seasons, we were bringing all these stories of people that, to inspire you that if they can do it, you can do it. I guess that was kind of our thing. If we can do it, you can do it was our first message. Then if they can do it, you can do it. And now it's that burning question that I know all of you are saying right now, how? Exactly how. This is what the audiences that we speak in front of, the webinars that we've been on, everything. People say, tell me exactly how. So this season is going to be filled with the two of us together and some separately, our specific strategies, how we put this in play. Don't worry, there will still be fun and ridiculous stories coming at you from our lives, because don't our lives just keep giving us material?
Yeah, they do. But to Kristin's point, both of us got together because we realized that our process in navigating our sucker punches and train wrecks was really similar. And what we ended up doing just over this past summer was really kind of breaking it down. And just so you get more of us, because we know you can't get enough, both of us started newsletters this last year on LinkedIn. And what we ended up doing in those newsletters was breaking down the process. So we're going to be bringing you the highlights from those newsletters, because it's a retelling of our stories, but with the strategies that we use and still use. You don't get to learn this once and be done. You have to do it over and over and over again. But these are the strategies that we use to still navigate the challenges and sucker punches that life just throws at you.
Yeah. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, wait a minute, I never gave you any of that feedback. Well, why don't you just go right ahead and do that? No, seriously, we take in it's actually one of those big principles of successful people. We take in the feedback. That's how we steer the program. And when we have our very official meetings over the summer, that sometimes involve little people shoving stuff under doors while Mary Fran is trying to meet quietly and be professional.
If they can't come in and scream at me, they'll send me notes under the bedroom door because, that's just how we roll. In my minuscule clown car of a house.
What are we? We're howdy at brilliantlyresilient.net.
Yes. Howdy at brilliantlyresilient.net will get right to us, and we get the emails right away and we answer them. We don't have a fancy assistant who answers our emails. We do have an assistant, but we don't let her get too involved with a lot of that kind of stuff because we're control freaks. I mean, what can I say?
And we promise we won't answer you with ChatGPT, although I am addicted to it. I am 100% addicted to it. If you are addicted, actually, this will be a really fun call to action. If you are using those AI apps, ChatGPT, there's a few others, send us an email or comment on Facebook or Instagram. Let me know what you're using it for. I can't even tell. I don't even know where it would make any sense for me to just do an episode on all the things. You guys, I use ChatGPT to do I don't have an attorney anymore in my divorce because they're so expensive. And I use ChatGPT to write this brief for court. I sounded amazing. Let me know what you're using it for. That's my biggest obsession right now.
The artificial intelligence is way more intelligent than we are.
Do you know that you can even tell this thing like, okay, can you rewrite that and be funny? And then it's funny. I'm like, oh, it's going to take over my funniness.
No. I don't think anybody's or anything is going to be able to replace you. There are just too many components that they'd have to, that anybody trying to design that, the whole thing would just implode. There's just no way. They couldn't get all of you into artificial intelligence. Not possible. So anyway, we are delighted to be back for another season. As Kristin said, we're going to be bringing you guests. We're going to be bringing you us together. We're also going to be bringing you us separately with our strategies, and we're still going to have a lot of fun. So if there's anything or anybody that you think should be highlighted on Brilliantly Resilient, do drop us a line because we're always looking for interesting stories and people who align with our Brilliantly Resilient mindset. So again, howdy at brilliantlyresilient.net. We've got a new speaker kit. We've got new programs. We are out there. So also, if you're listening or you know someone who has an organization that could benefit from this, we're big into ERGs these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, make sure that you pass our information along. And honestly, the best thing that you can do to help people in your community or in your family or your life, share the podcast. Share the podcast, or at least go down and after you hear this episode, go hit a rating or leave a review, because that's how it's growing. It's because of you guys doing that this is growing and reaching so many people. And we were on the charts all summer in all different countries. How about that?
Yes.
Thank you for that, everybody.
So while we were sitting on the beach, we were still on some poor soul we bring you great stuff. Somebody somewhere was listening to this podcast. And again, great content, great guests. It's not always going to be us, but we do think it's important to kind of touch home base again and go back to where all of this started, because it is easy to get kind of tied up, I think, in all the, oh, yay, success, this is great. But it didn't start that way. No.
And it repeatedly goes away from that.
Yes.
I don't know how much more to say than, holy God, life just keeps throwing sucker punches and we got to keep moving. So, and that's what we're here to help for.
It's a process, and we're going to bring you that process. So stay tuned for this next season. And thanks for tuning in. We are so happy and so honored to be able to share this message with you. So from me and my buddy, thanks for being here.
Happy September.
Thanks for tuning in to the Brilliantly Resilient podcast. Join our Facebook group and follow us on YouTube to be inspired with tools to reset, rise and reveal your brilliance.